Hey traders, let's get a look at what we're going to be looking for from, basically end of day today, Tuesday, January, Tuesday, June 10th, into tomorrow. So it's going to be after hours here in about 30 minutes to where it'll be kind of the start of the pre-Asian session. And let's take a look at what we need to be aware of for tomorrow's session. So yesterday we were able to catch this trade here. This was just a beautiful trade that we took. You can see I put short opportunity question mark there, and we got that marked up based on this being a liquidity area based on big move down, last bullish candle before big move down, likely big liquidity spot. So we can see how on NQ we caught this move last night where it tapped right into it. It was like boom, boom. Or actually, this wasn't that one. It was this one here. There we go. We tapped it and then just had a big drop from there. So we also were able to capitalize on this move today and that move was based off the 30-minute. We had big move down and the last up candle on the 30-minute at least before a big move down. So they had the up candle there. You simply just find the very bottom of that candle and draw a line. And what I've been seeing is the market, if you simply just wait for the market to print some type of like 30-minute bearish candle, when you were looking for a down sequence, at that point you get a pretty gnarly move. So here we caught this move. We tried to catch it up here a little bit and we got, I think, stopped at a break even for a super small loss. I think we saw what was kind of happening. We're just like, hey, let's cut it with like losing like 1 or 2 points or something like that. But once we saw that the market printed this 30-minute bearish candle, from there we were confident to take the short setup. I was hoping we'd be able to make it back down to here, the 7, this next 4-hour level, but we simply made it to here, and I'll show you why we keep getting stopped, or not stopped, but why the market keeps getting held up by this level. So let's review that really quick so you can see what we need to be looking for as far as where the market needs to break through. So we have this push up here, and we'll notice that the market came to a point to where it wasn't able to close above this line. We had this big push up, and I think this was part of the tariff news where Trump and Elon Musk were kind of having a back and forth on Twitter. And so the market pushed up and then pushed right back down shortly after. And so was a important point in the market. We have all these candles that simply were trying to get back up there. Or I'm not sure if this was some tariff news here, I think. And this was where I think Trump and Elon were arguing or something like that. But we had all these different points where the market was trying to break above, but we couldn't. We would wick above, but we wouldn't actually break and close above. And so once we get that point, we just simply look at essentially where the important points of the market are. So we had this point here. So wherever the move that would break this level eventually would become very important. So if we're simply just tracking, we had a move that broke it here. This candle closed above this candle right here. And if we were to find on this move up where the most recent bearish candle was, it'd be this one. So let's mark this one out and draw a box around it. So this is the point in the market where it's super important, because this is where that push started, because the bulls had to push up past these bears here, which they did. They were able to get the price above that and maintain it from there. And then also we had a point here where the market, pushed up again and was able to close up there. So then this also becomes a very important part of the zone. But if we're looking for the market potentially go lower, we would need to see something break through this zone here. So if we can get something that closes below this level here, then we should see a big sell-off. The next real major point of liquidity would be down here in the 480s, 490s, 490, 480, somewhere around there at this zone. This was, we had these levels here where the market was really struggling to get above, and then we had a push here. So this is an important level as well. This push through all of this liquidity that was down here, all the way up here. This pushed above, closed above. So if we just go back to where this push started, it was down here. Then we had this push, which broke this high here. This is where it started from. You can see that the price action went up and then came right back down and bounced off this level. Then it's been going up since. Just because price is going up doesn't mean you can't take advantage of opportunities to potentially short, which we did here. We shorted this and was able to catch a really nice move, and then we got some other shorts as the market is going to react to certain levels and certain liquidity areas. So what I'm seeing now is, if we zoom into the 30-minute, we haven't been able to break below this level here. So that's going to be the next really important point, is if we can get below this level, then that's a really good sign for a bearish move, to be able to get below this entire zone here. That would then open up for further downside, a potential move down to here. And then if we're able to get, through here, then that may open it up to move down to there. So just simply using the 4-hour levels and these liquidity zones to just, get a clearer picture on the market. And so you'll notice here too, we were hoping that we could get down to this level, but we're only able to perfectly tap this zone here before skyrocketing up again. So, so you can mark these on you guys' charts. This liquidity area that's super important right now is the top of the box is 21,821, and the bottom of the box is going to be 21,726, somewhere around there. And we could potentially see price break above here, but right now we have a double rejection. We haven't been able to close on the 30-minute above this sell opportunity level here, so we'll keep an eye on that. That could be something to where if we keep failing at this level, then price eventually will break. Not necessarily itching to get in up here. We'd rather see, or at least I would rather see, the market fall and actually show us it wants to get past this level here. We could potentially take some scalps from up here and see if we respect, the high. Let's say if we open up, you could potentially take a short position up here and, try to hope that we break below here. It'd be a pretty cheap trade for what we normally would go for, and then kind of try to make it down to either this level, or assuming we could try to come down to here, that'd be a pretty awesome trade. Where we get a 10-to-1 on an opportunity like that, we would need to see really just some more momentum, or you just kind of take a speculative guess on the market going down at that point. But for me, I'd rather wait for it to get down here, maybe see tomorrow morning we break this level on the 4-hour, leading into a little bit after market open. And then that would just let us know, okay, we're below this level of liquidity here. It should be smooth selling to drop down to here at that point. And that'd be a pretty gnarly move. Just trying to find out on lower time frames, which, what a good stop loss and all that fun stuff would be. So that's what I'm looking like on NQ. We potentially have a short that we could take from up here, but as we can see, price has been being held up by this zone. So really anything above this zone, we may not want to, risk it, because simply we could be proven wrong by the buyer since they're very excited in this zone. But if we get a push through and a close through on this, we simply could wait for a retest, and then, which would be perfectly lined up with our 4-hour level here, retest, and then potential drop down to this level here, or we could simply just take it to this 590 level. But yeah, so lots of different things. Just wanted to give you guys this recap, let you know how I'm looking at the market currently, and I'll see you guys in the AM.